Thank you, Rabbi Tillis, for inviting me to speak today. Many of you see me running around, taking pictures in classrooms, video here at Ruach Minyan, and other events, or walking through the hallways. I'm especially grateful to be on this side of the scholar and Massachusetts native Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." This is easier said than done. As a student, it's not easy to just wake up one day and say to yourself, "Self, I'm going to create a new path." Fortunately, there have been generations of people who have paved the way for us to create our own paths. And it's easy to just look for your map right in the Torah. In Deuteronomy, Moses delivers a series of discourses, the fancy way of saying speeches, before he sends the Jewish people into Israel with Joshua. Chapter 6, verse 4 contains what has become the most important prayer in Judaism, Shema. Familiar first words, as we all know, are "Hear, O Israel." Not speak, not mandate, not dictate. Listen. Listen to understand, not to respond. Listen to learn, not to judge. Here are the words that are being shared and absorb them. As I sometimes joke, use those things on the side of your head. When it came time for the leader of the Jewish people to deliver the most important message, Moses asked the Israelites to listen. There is no ambiguity. When your friends are having a hard day, listen. When a new classmate approaches you, or when you sit next to someone for the first time at lunch, ask them how they're doing. I attended Syracuse University, where I majored in journalism. One of the first things they taught us, interviewing skills. What's the most important thing to do during an interview? You guessed it. Listen. This is perhaps the most important skill you will ever learn, and it's just the first stepping stone, this path that we're creating. Moses wasn't done yet. The very next pasuk, verse 5, starts with the word "V'ahavta," and you shall love. The concept of love is mentioned numerous times in the Torah. Another famous mention comes in Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18, which says, "V'ahavta l're'echa kamocha," loosely translated as "love your neighbor as yourself." While the use of the word love is something different in these two instances, the message is clear. Leaders, really everybody, be kind to one another. Help out your friend. Hold the door for each other. Offer to carry a bag, or several. Somebody might be struggling. Go out of your way to do something nice today. Caring for others is a Jewish value. It's especially true in Bereshit, Genesis, chapter 18, the next step on our path. As the story goes, 3 visitors appear somewhat spontaneously at the tent Abraham shared with his wife Sarah. Without question or delay, the couple immediately ensures that these men are well fed and made to feel at home. These men, who turned out to be angels of God, help us learn another trait, welcoming guests. The concept of hachnasat orchim, or welcoming guests, stems from the story. It's a mitzvah to include others, make new folks feel welcome, and generally be as hospitable as possible. We don't ask questions or make them feel uncomfortable. We invite them in and be welcoming. When I was a kid, especially around a holiday, my mother would always invite what seemed to be random people to our house for a meal. Say, "Oh, I invited my coworker," or "I think you'd really like this person." Well, as it turns out, one of the people she invited is still one of my friends. Both like football, cooking, and music. While we're still not living in the same city anymore, I realized that my mother's embrace of Hachnasat Orchim is pretty smart. And it's something that my wife and I have continued to do. Perhaps the most important way that Abraham leaves a trail is in Genesis chapter 22, verse 1. Many people read on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. At the beginning of the binding of Isaac, God calls out to Abraham, and Abraham simply says, "Hineni," here I am. Abraham doesn't argue, complain, or doubt. He doesn't ask questions. In fact, he doesn't even say another word until he speaks to his son to convey God's commandment. And to double down on this trailblazing, he says, "Hineni" again, verse 11. There's something quite powerful about just saying, "Here I am." Just be there for somebody. Don't ask, "What's in it for me?" or "What will they give in return?" Be there. As I said at the beginning, it's not easy to create a new path. But now we have some guideposts. Listen, love, be welcoming, be present. Ani ma'amin, I believe that doing these 4 things will not only help you emulate these biblical leaders, but it'll also guide you through life's long journey. Shana tova, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.